Hello and welcome to this handy guide on how to debate in an MUN. Once you've prepared for your conference, maybe written some resolutions and did whatever you could during lobbying time, it is time to start debating. So let us commence an actual MUN debate. We will be discussing Canada's resolution on the issue of moose rights. We therefore call upon the delegation of Canada to read out the resolution and give an opening speech. Canada, you have the floor.
1. Request the creation of a new UN committee. Honorable Chair, fellow delegates, this is the resolution the delegation of Canada has put forth to tackle the issue of the lack of moose rights. Moose have the right to be treated as living beings. Therefore, the hunting of moose is immoral and wrong and must be discussed to right the wrongs. We urge all delegations present today to be constructive and add as much as possible to this resolution so as to finally save the moose. Thank you.
Thank you, Delegate. Are you open to any points of information?
Any and all.
Are there any such points in the House, then? Please raise your placards now. Delegate of Iran, you have been recognized.
Could the delegate of Canada please elaborate on Clause 4?
The delegate could certainly. We deplore the fact that Iran has failed to provide a safe haven for our moose. The delegate believes that was clear in the first place.
Request to follow up?
Granted.
The delegate of Iran wants to know why Iran was mentioned specifically. Could the delegate please name this reason?
Well, the delegate did this because Iran has not only failed to provide a safe haven, but also has actively spoken out against the rights of moose. Because we do not tolerate this and want to give off a strong message, we have mentioned Iran specifically.
We suggest you yield the floor back to the chair.
So yielded.
We are now in open debate on this resolution as a whole. If there are any delegates wishing to speak or entertain an amendment, please raise your placards now. Delegate of Denmark, you've been recognized. Does the delegate wish to give a speech or entertain an amendment?
We would like to submit a friendly amendment, changing deplore to emphasizes, since deplores may only be used in the Security Council.
Does the delegate of Canada accept this friendly amendment?
We accept this friendly amendment.
Then it will be changed. We are now in open debate on this resolution as a whole. If there are any delegates wishing to speak or entertain an amendment, please raise your placards now. The delegate of Russia, you have been recognized. Does the delegate wish to give a speech or entertain an amendment?
Entertain an amendment.
Delegate of Russia, you have the floor.
Honorable chairs, fellow delegates, we, the delegation of Russia, believe that a moose should only be allowed into a country if they are in the possession of vodka.
Is the delegate open to any points of information?
7.
Are there any such points in the House? Please raise your placards now. Seeing as there are none, we suggest you yield the floor back to the chair.
So yielded.
We are now in time in favor of this amendment. The chair sets debating time on 5 minutes in favor and 5 minutes against. If there are any delegates wishing to speak, please raise your placards now. Delegate of New Zealand, you have been recognized.
Honorable chairs and fellow delegates, we as the delegation of New Zealand believe that this amendment is a great way to ensure that all moose entering the Russian Federation are going to be able to contribute to Russian vodka supplies and easily integrate into Russian society. Thank you.
Is the delegate open to any points of information?
Yes, we will be open to one.
Are there any such points in the House? Please raise your placards now. Delegates of the Russian Federation, you have been recognized.
Is the delegation of New Zealand aware that she gave an amazing speech?
We are now. Thank you.
We suggest you yield the floor back to the chair.
So yielded.
We are still in time in favor of this amendment. If there are any delegates wishing to take the floor to speech in favor of this amendment, please raise your placards now.
Motion to move into previous question.
Second.
Any objections? None. We are now moving into time against this amendment. If there are any delegates wishing to speak, then please raise your placards now. The delegate of Afghanistan, you have been recognized.
Honorable chairs, fellow delegates, we, the delegation of Afghanistan, are against the amendment submitted by Russia. due to the fact that the Islam does not allow the consumption of alcoholic drinks, including vodka. Thank you.
Is the delegate open to any points of information?
Any at all.
Delegate of Russia, you have been recognized.
Is the delegate aware that not all countries follow the Islamic faith and that it is therefore not a reasonable argument against this resolution?
No comment.
We suggest you yield the floor back to the chairs.
We yield the floor back to the chair.
Time against has now elapsed.
Motion to extend the time against.
Please rise and explain your motion.
The delegation of Germany would like to entertain their amendment to the second degree.
This will be in order. Delegate of Germany, you have the floor.
Honorable chairs, fellow delegates. The delegation of Germany believes that changing vodka to sauerkraut would better suit the interest of Germany and be more acceptable considering its non-alcoholic content. Thank you.
Thank you, delegates. Are you open to any points of information?
Any at all?
Since there are no points of information, we suggest you yield the floor back to the chairs.
So we yield it.
The chair sets debating time for one speaker in favor and one against. We are now in time in favor. Is there any delegate wishing to speak? If so, raise your placards now.
Motion to move into previous question.
Second.
Second.
If there are no objections, then we will move into time against. Is there any delegate wishing to take the floor to speak against this amendment to the second degree?
Motion to move into previous question.
Second.
Seeing as there are no objections, we will now move into voting procedure on this amendment to the second degree. Please keep in mind abstentions are not allowed, since this is an amendment to the second degree. All those in favor, please raise your placards now. All those against? With 5 votes in favor and 3 against, this amendment to the second degree has passed. Clapping is not in order. We will now move into voting procedure on this amendment as a whole. All delegates wishing to vote in favor, please raise your placards now. All delegates wishing to vote against, please raise your placards now. All delegates wishing to abstain, please raise your placards now. With 3 votes in favor, 2 against and 1 abstention, this amendment does not pass.
Motion to vote by roll call.
Second.
This will be in order. Afghanistan,
Against.
Canada,
In favor.
Denmark,
In favor.
Ethiopia,
In favor.
Germany,
In favor.
Iran,
Abstain.
New Zealand,
In favor.
Russia.
Against.
With 5 votes in favor, 2 against and 1 abstention, this amendment passes. The chair stands corrected. Clapping is not in order. We would like to call upon the main submitter to give a final speech on the resolution as a whole. Delegate of Canada, you have the floor.
Honorable chairs, fellow delegates, the delegation of Canada is content with the constructive debate and is content with the final resolution and therefore urge all member states to vote in favor of this resolution so as to defend moose rights. Thank you.
Thank you, delegate. We suggest you yield the floor to the chairs.
So yielded.
We will now move into voting procedure on the resolution as a whole. Keep in mind, abstentions are allowed. All delegates wishing to vote in favor, please raise your placards now. All delegates wishing to vote against, please raise your placards now. All delegates wishing to abstain, please raise your placards now. With 1 vote in favor, 1 against and 6 abstentions, the resolution does not pass.
Motion to divide the House.
This will be in order. We will vote again. Abstentions are not allowed. All delegates wishing to vote in favor, please raise your placards now. All delegates wishing to vote against, please raise your placards now. With 7 votes in favor and 1 against, this resolution passes. Clapping is in order.
On behalf of our organizing committee, I hope you have enjoyed our video. You can go to our website for more information or to sign up. You can also watch another CalsMUN how-to video.